Hi, in this video I am going to go over your homework from day 1, Solve for X. So make sure you have your worksheet out. There were 8 problems and you should have gotten nice answers for all of them. So just quickly, if you remember our steps for Solve for X, okay, I'll go through these briefly on a few of these. The first thing you want to do is look for parentheses to clear. If there's not parentheses, go to step 2, which is clear fractions. If there's not fractions, you then go to the next step, which is combine like terms. If there's not any like terms on either side, meaning this side or this side, you then go to move x's to the left. So remember, always do the opposite to move your x's over to the left. You have 1x, or just x, minus 8 equals positive 13. You then should have moved numbers to the right. So you end up with x equals positive 21. Okay, so that's number 1. Number 2, same process of steps. Okay, there's no parentheses to get rid of. There's no fractions to get rid of. There's no like terms on either side. So you immediately go to the step where you move all variables to the left. So you should move the 5n over. You then should have moved numbers to the right. So you had 4n equals 12. Divide by 4. So n equals positive 3. Okay. Number 3. Okay. The first step where you can actually do something is move your variables to the left. So move that 3a to the other side. So you have negative 10a plus 9 equals 49. Move numbers to the right. So you all should have had negative 10a equals positive 40. And then once you divide by negative 10, your solution is a equals negative 4. Okay. Number 4. So this one's a little bit different. The first step where you can actually do something here is distribute, which is step 1. So 4 times w is 4w. 4 times 3 is 12. Drop down your other side, which is w minus 15. There are no fractions to clear. There are not any like terms to combine. So the next thing we do is move our variable to the left. So 3w plus 12 equals negative 15. And then move your numbers to the right. So 3w equals negative 27. Divide by 3. So you end up with w equals negative 9. Okay. Number 5. It's very similar to number 4. You are going to distribute first. So you guys should have gotten 8y minus 40 equals, drop down your 6y minus 18. The next step that you can do something is move your variables to the left. So subtract 6y on both sides. So we get 2y minus 40 equals negative 18. You're then going to add 40 to both sides. So you get 2y equals positive 22. Divide by 2. So your answer for 5 is y equals 11. And remember, there's one solution on these because your highest exponent is a 1. Okay, you want to keep track of that. Your answers are always going to depend on what that highest exponent is. Okay, number 6 looks like 4 and 5, but now the distributing ends up being on the right, but same process. Okay, start with distributing that 3 through to both terms inside parentheses. On your left side, you should have dropped down the 14m minus 10. On the right, you get 12 plus 3m after distributing. The next step where you can do something is move your variables to the left. So you have 11m minus 10 equals 12. Add your 10 to both sides. So you had 11m equals 22. And then divide by 11. So you should have gotten m equals positive 2. Okay, so number 7. Here's the first time you're seeing on this page an equation with a fraction. So we are just distributing the fraction through. I am going to rewrite the 7 plus x first. Okay, so when you have 1/2 times 4x, you can type that into your calculator as 1 divided by 2 times 4, which gives you 2. Or just ask yourself, what's 1/2 times 4? 2. Make sure you slide your x down. Okay, and then 1/2 times -2, you could type into your calculator 1 divided by 2 times -2, which is -1. All right, so once you distribute that fraction through, if your fractions are gone, you're good. You don't have to clear anything. Okay, there's no like terms on this one. So your next step should have been to move your x to the left. Drop down your 7. 1x minus 2x is -1x. Drop down your equals -1. You then should have moved numbers to the right. So -1x equals -8. Remember, we're not done here. You do not want to leave that -1 in front. So you need to divide both sides by -1, and you end up with x equals a positive 8, which is your answer for 7. Okay, number 8, a little different than all of the ones that we just went over. Okay, so number 8, there's not any distributing, and there's not any fractions. But there are like terms on the left side. So remember, a like term are two terms that have the same variable parts. So you can combine the 8b and the 3b. Make sure you pay attention to the sign that's in front of each term. 8 minus 3 is 5, so we have 5b. Drop down your plus 11 equals 2b plus 2. Okay. Once your like terms are combined, you then follow the same steps we've been doing, which is move your variable to the left. So 3b plus 11 equals 2. Move your numbers to the right. So you have 3b equals -9. Divide by 3. So b equals -3 is your solution for number 8. Okay, so hopefully that helps. If you did have any questions in the homework, if there's something else that you need me to go over, please email me. Again, Mrs. Sefcik's email, which is me, is on the Google Classroom. And our next notes are going to be very similar, but I am going to make these a little bit harder. So that way, when we move into inequalities, it should be easier for you. Okay, hope all is well. Have a great rest of the day.